Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of today. I'm your host, Sheriafa Mohammed, MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoy, an infantry officer. The August 21st briefing underscores Russia's dual-track strategy. Deep strike interdiction of Ukraine's defense industrial capacity combined with incremental but consistent tactical gains along the front line. The liberation of Aleksandr Shultino and continued advances by the Center and East groups illustrate steady attritional progress aimed at exhausting Ukrainian manpower and equipment reserves. The consistent targeting of EW stations is especially critical, as it undermines Kyiv's ability to conduct effective drone operations and counter-battery fire, eroding both situational awareness and survivability.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, let's start at the top. Last night's strikes targeted Ukraine's defense industrial and energy infrastructure. What was the purpose behind this operation?
These strikes were a continuation of what we might call deep fire's doctrine. By hitting military-industrial enterprises, energy nodes, and airfield infrastructure, Russia is systematically undermining Ukraine's ability to sustain combat power over time. It's not just about taking out a factory or an airstrip. It's about denying Ukraine the ability to repair armored vehicles, resupply long-range missile batteries, or power the radar systems that guide air defense. When you strike depots, warehouses, and missile launch points all at once, you're attacking the connective tissue of Ukraine's war effort. And importantly, the timing was deliberate. These strikes were carried out in the night cycle, exploiting reduced readiness and increasing the chances of hitting high-value targets before they could be dispersed.
Turning to the front lines, let's begin with the North Group in Sumy and Kharkiv. What role did they play in the broader operational picture?
The North Group is performing a fixing mission. They hit Ukrainian mechanized, airborne assault, and assault regiments across settlements like Novaya Guda and Unikavka. Losses included personnel, a tank, and, importantly, a US-made M198 howitzer. By doing so, they pin Ukrainian forces along this axis and force Kyiv to expand reserves holding ground that is not, in itself, decisive terrain. 11 depots destroyed in this sector also tell us the North Group isn't just attriting soldiers, but actively erasing logistical backbones. A force deprived of its ammunition and fuel stores cannot reposition or counterattack effectively. So this isn't just localized fighting, it's an intentional drawdown of Ukraine's material strength on the northern shoulder.
In the West sector, we saw another advance into more advantageous positions. What stands out to you about their operations?
What stands out here is the targeting pattern. The West Group is engaging Ukrainian brigades in Kharkiv and Donetsk while destroying 7 electronic warfare stations. That is significant. Once EW capacity is neutralized, Russian drones and artillery become exponentially more lethal. Pair that with the loss of Western-provided armored vehicles and Ukraine is caught in a pincer, it is both less protected and less able to sense the battle space. This is part of a deliberate campaign to collapse Ukrainian command and control. By removing EW stations, you're not just blinding drones, you're severing the nervous system that allows brigades to coordinate. The West Group is in effect unzipping the enemy's operational fabric.
The South Group liberated Aleksandr Shultino in Donetsk. What does this liberation represent operationally?
Aleksandr Shultino is tactically small but symbolically and operationally important. It anchors Russian forward positions and places pressure on Ukrainian units defending Seversk, Nikolaevka, and Vasyukivka. This matters because it pulls Ukrainian airmobile and mountain assault brigades into defensive postures when those units are best used for counterattack and mobile defense. The Russians here are executing classic doctrine: seize a village, build up fire bases, and force the enemy to choose between attritional defense or conceding depth. Each liberated settlement gives Russia not just geography, but fire control and a staging ground for further advance.
The center group inflicted the heaviest casualties, up to 380 men, and destroyed U.S. and Turkish armored vehicles. What's the bigger picture here?
This is where we see operational weight. The center group is hammering Ukrainian mechanized and airborne brigades across Donetsk. By destroying not just Soviet-era equipment but also modern Western systems like the M113 APC and Turkish Kirpi, Russia is signaling its ability to neutralize imported reinforcements. These vehicles represent Ukraine's dwindling ability to regenerate modern mechanized capacity. Every loss in this category is disproportionately damaging because replacements require Western political will, transport, and integration. By bleeding these assets out, Russia forces Ukraine into a downward spiral of dependency, fighting with fewer and fewer modern tools while Russia sustains a war economy designed for mass production.
Let's look at the East and Dnieper groups. Both inflicted significant losses and destroyed Western artillery systems, including M198S and M777S. How do these advances fit into the wider campaign?
The East Group's advance into settlements like Velikomikhailovka and Dybrova is emblematic of gradual penetration tactics. They are driving wedges into Ukrainian defenses while steadily destroying artillery. Every M198 or M777 destroyed isn't just another gun lost, it's the erosion of Ukraine's long-range fire's advantage.
And the Dnieper group of forces?
The Dnieper Group, meanwhile, attacked coastal defense brigades and destroyed 8 EW stations in Kherson and Zaporizhia. That is doctrinally significant because these sectors control access to riverine and maritime approaches. Eliminating EW and depots here prepares the ground for either expanded offensives or the denial of Ukrainian freedom of maneuver in the south.
To close, Russian forces reported intercepting 4 guided bombs and nearly 300 Ukrainian UAVs. How important is this defensive layer?
It's vital. By shooting down guided bombs and UAVs, Russia preserves its gains on the ground. Think of it as shielding your infantry and armored thrusts from long-range harassment. If Ukrainian drones and precision munitions are neutralized in large numbers, then Russian maneuver formations can advance with far less attrition. In military terms, this is how you generate operational tempo, by ensuring your spearheads move faster than the enemy can interdict them.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. The August 21st briefing shows a consistent pattern: Russia combining deep strike interdiction with multi-axis ground pressure. Each troop group has a defined role: some fix, some penetrate, some liberate settlements, all contributing to cumulative Ukrainian losses. The focus on destroying Western-supplied systems and electronic warfare assets suggests Russia is not only depleting manpower but also eroding Ukraine's technological edge. Strategically, Ukraine is being forced to defend everywhere, stretching reserves thin, while Russia dictates the pace of combat. Unless Kyiv receives major Western reinforcement or adapts doctrinally to counter this volume of strikes, the attritional logic increasingly favors Moscow.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive frontline updates from commanders in theater.